Hello and welcome to my newsletter. If you don't know me, my name is Andrew Cipriano and I'm a life coach. And today, before I give you guys any more content or anything like that, which this is going to be a value-packed email list. So like the whole thing is I was trying to figure out how to add so much value that you guys like have to open the emails. So I'm just gonna give you all my best stuff. Every week it's like a little video I'm gonna do and then a worksheet or some way to apply it. So literally life coaching all for free. I want everyone to have access to it. And I just think it's a great way for you guys to get to know me and trust me so that one day I'll ask you to pay me for something. But as of right now, enjoy the free stuff, enjoy being on this list. I'm kind of half joking, but really that's the business plan, right? Today's video is going to be really quick, just the differences between therapy and coaching. I think this is an important thing to talk about before you ever get into the life coaching world. There's a lot of stigmas about life coaches. There's a lot of negative belief systems and all this kind of stuff, and I get it. I was one of these people. So the reason I got a 4-year degree in psychology and the reason that I worked in the psychiatric hospital for over 1.5 years is because I didn't believe life coaching was a serious profession for the longest time. And I want to tell you my story really fast and I'll give you the basic differences and then we'll end it up and it'll just be a quick video. So the difference between therapy and coaching, I'm going to generalize here because I can't talk for every therapist and coach, but in general, if you have a clinical issue, if you have a diagnosable disorder that you need treatment on, go to therapy. Every single time. Even with trauma, some life coaches say they're trauma, like I'm trauma informed, I understand trauma, but even if it's fresh trauma that hasn't been processed or you're not sure and it's bringing up like physical emotions in your body that you can't process, go to therapy. So in general, therapy is going to help you understand yourself and treat clinical disorders, whereas coaching is going to help you transform yourself. So in therapy, you're going to understand who you are in your past. In coaching, you're going to understand how to transform yourself, figure out who you want to be and where you're going. And I'm generalizing, right? But I have to because there's so many different styles of each. There are better times for therapy, there's better times for coaching, it just depends. I don't think that one is better than the other. The example I always use is when I went to therapy, this was in 2019, I think I went to therapy for issues that actually weren't the best place for therapy. So I wasn't really feeling like I was getting progress, there wasn't much change going on, I wasn't being challenged, and it didn't serve me, I don't think, looking back on it now. And when I learned about coaching and I finally found this world and I opened my heart and ears up to the coaching materials after my judgments, it changed my life dramatically. And now I realize looking back that it's imagine that you have a car that the check engine light comes on and you go to the dealership to get it fixed and they say, we can't help you with this. And then you leave and then you never get help again. Well, it's like from my perspective now, you went to a Chevrolet dealership with a Ford. Of course they couldn't help you. You went to the wrong place to get your solution. Well, I think that happens often in therapy and in coaching. So you want to be mindful of the differences. If you have clinical disorders, please go to someone with a license. That's always the best bet. And if you're not really sure which one you want, especially after watching this video, you're still like, I'm not really sure. Well, you're gonna get free content on here, so it's gonna give you a bunch of tools. If they help you, that's a really good indication to try coaching. But also, if you're not sure, I always kind of err on the side of caution. I say just go to therapy first. And the reason why is it's not ever gonna hurt you to go to therapy and understand yourself before you get coaching. So if you're not really sure, go to therapy. But again, this entire newsletter is going to be based on giving you like 5-minute videos every week that are really awesome. My best content, going to teach you everything that I can teach you in 5 minutes. And I'm also going to give you some kind of a worksheet or some way to apply the information. This is going to be value packed to the max. And I want you guys to get a taste of life coaching before you ever decide if it's right for you or not. So that takes all this thing away from having to wonder what's best. But in general, there's a better time for coaching, there's a better time for therapy, and I'm just gonna list out those differences. So if you wanna start a business, I would say coaching's better. And the reason is because we're gonna challenge your thinking in coaching. If you wanna become an entrepreneur or start a business or go after a dream or have big goals, you have to challenge your thinking and kind of change how you see the world, how you perceive the world. And often in therapy, it will do that to an extent, but not like you're gonna do in coaching. But if you've tried therapy before and you've stagnated and you feel like, okay, it's helped me, but I've gotten to a place where it's no longer helping, then try coaching, because that's exactly where I was. And it's like wild how fast coaching can change your life. And the reason is because in coaching, I believe that the tools you're given, that you're trained in, are much more applicable so that you can use them today to change your life. They're much more hands-on and fast-paced and future-paced than typically therapy can be. So I hope this helps, this video. Welcome to my newsletter. I'm gonna try to give you as much value as I possibly can so you guys can fall in love with me and I can change your life without you ever having given me a penny. So then eventually you'll want to give me pennies. I'm just kidding, but I'm really not. So thank you guys so much for being here. Keep an eye out for all the new weekly newsletters. I have a podcast, also I'll link in the bottom. It's called the Making Meaningful Income Podcast. And if you want to quit vaping, I have a quit vaping podcast too. So I'm gonna link it all. And then keep an eye out for next week's email where I'm gonna start giving you my best content. It's my favorite concept I've learned in all of life coaching. It's going to change the way that you see your life and your emotions, and be ready for it. So thanks for being here. I'll see you guys next week.